And here we go again, making bad decisions. Somebody tell me this is a terrible idea. Man, why do I do this to myself? Ladies and gentlemen. Almost forgot you guys out there. Come take a look what we got, just so we can toss this on and it can fall off, whatever. All right, so this is all the randomness that I decided to buy. This is a great idea. So yeah, anyways, not all this is off of AliExpress. There are a couple of things like these decals actually, I don't know where they came from, somewhere. The tank grips over there and these lever protectors I did not get off AliExpress, but I think everything else. Oh, and some clip-ons I did not get off AliExpress either. But yeah, as you can see, I went with the blue theme here. I wanted to do the blue on black, kind of see how it looks. I think it'll look pretty good, but we'll get everything installed and kind of see what it looks like. But anyways, it got the triple tree nut. So I kind of went down this rabbit hole with clip-ons. This is what started this whole ordeal. I got some aftermarket clip-ons. I don't like how the stock clip-ons, bars, whatever you want to call it, are at like a -7 degrees or whatever. They kind of slant down. It bothers me. I don't like that. So this guy picked up a new triple tree. I think this one looks pretty good. Kind of sits on there like that. Yeah, something like that. But I don't really like the stock one. I don't like how it looks. So I bought some clip-ons and I was like, what if they make an aftermarket triple tree? And I found this one on AliExpress. A little worried. Looks good. It's got the blue kind of theme going, but yeah, it's a pretty important piece when it comes to steering, those and the clip-ons. So yeah, hopefully they don't break and I go flying.
Yep, I'm flying through the air. This is not good.
Yeah, anyways, see what else we got here. So the clip-ons, triple tree, a bunch of random stuff. Like I said, the triple tree nut, it does not look like the right one. Camera kind of makes it look like a big, oh, let's see. I don't know about that. It says it was for the triple tree, but I don't think so. That's okay. It was like, I don't know, $1. That's safe, right? Anyways, turn signal, little cap thing, majigger, waste of money. Got some blue grips as well. I also say R7 on them. Did get the blue R7 badge. I am going to get the Performance Black Classics here very soon, fairings, whatever you want to call them. And so I'm going to wait to put these on when I get the Performance Black. So yeah, anyways, moving on. Got some, going to change all the hardware out for some blue ones. We'll see how that works. And then you can't really see that, but I actually already have one of these caps, but this kind of came with like 3 or 4 or however many. It's got like the engine oil one, the brake reservoir. The other brake reservoir one is over here. Here's a protector one for the reservoir, brake reservoir. Let's see what we got in this box. The frame sliders. Also R7 with the blue. What else? That's just like quad lock stuff. I actually got that off of AliExpress too. I have all the quad lock stuff I actually bought off of Quad Lock's site. And then I seen this on AliExpress, but it didn't actually say quad lock. But this is what they sent me. It's actually quad lock. And has all the quad locks emblems and all that on it as well. Very interesting. Anyways, got a radiator, guard, whatever you want to call it. It's also blue. Oh, the camera can kind of pick it up. Sweet, comes bent and all. That's awesome. And then what else? I got the tank grips. Also, like I said, didn't get that off of, I think I got that off of Amazon. I don't remember. Got so much crap. This, I think, also off of Amazon. Some lever protector, slider, thingy-majiggers. And then a bunch of just kind of miscellaneous crap. These are actually supposed to be like, oh, it wasn't in the camera. These are like sliders for the back, but they're like super tiny, but they're also like for your lift, jack, whatever you want to call it on the back. Kind of scoops on there and lifts the bike up. yeah, anyways, a random lanyard, says R7 on it, that came with something here for free. I think this, which this I think is a good investment because I hate the kickstand on this thing anyways. It looks super huge though. We'll see what it looks like when we put it on. Maybe it looks good. I think this also came with that guy. So that, and this, it all kind of came as a little package deal. Nifty. Random lanyard thingy-majigger. What else? And some levers. Had to get some blue adjustable. Flip it upside down. There we go. R7. They are the adjustable ones. Even though that one has the stock adjustable ones on it, essentially. I like these kind of smaller ones. I don't like the big ones that are like way out here. You almost got to use your whole hand to grab them. Two more things I actually forgot over here. I did get, this is the exhaust wrap. I was kind of messing with it a little bit. It's fiberglass, which is no fun. And then this is a very interesting one. See if I can open this up with one hand. Sometime today. There we go. And then this in another one. Do that again. All right, there we go. So this I got off of AliExpress as well. What's crazy about this is this was like $12 off of AliExpress for an R7. It is the exact one as the stock one there. I wish I had one to kind of compare it to. It looks like good quality. I mean, it's just tinted plastic really, but it's not like scratched up or anything like that. It's brand new. But that's not bad for $12 or whatever I ended up paying for this thing. But kind of see how it holds up though. Might break to the first time we hit a bug, but we'll see. So anyways, enough blabbing on about that. We're gonna put some of this stuff on, not all of it. I'm gonna do probably another video for some of this stuff. This would be an insanely long video if I installed all of this. So we're just gonna put some of this silly stuff on and pretty much see how far we get. Let's go. I really wanted to start with this windshield screen, whatever, but I am, hopefully that stays, because if it falls, I'm almost positive it's going to break. I am waiting on some new mirrors. I also ordered a couple of other things off of AliExpress. It's not quite here yet. So, from my understanding, if you don't get it in the time frame it says it's going to deliver, you have to wait like the 30 days, and basically it's just going to say that your product wasn't able to be delivered or was lost or whatever the case may be, and they just give you a refund. So the mirrors were supposed to be here. I got the rear seat cowl. I did the rear delete. I took the rear foot pegs off already. So I was like, well, I'm just going to do the solid rear cowl and the gloss black as well. It is also not here. But yeah, so I'm going to wait and see if the mirrors come. Not hopeful that they will. If they don't, I'll just get, some aftermarket ones off of whatever site I find. So it's amazing what just a windscreen can do for a bike. It looks so much better with just a tinted windscreen. But yeah, anyways, we'll wait for this. We'll wait for another video when we get the mirrors. We'll toss all that on in a video and show you what that looks like. All right, so I think we'll start with these frame sliders here. Got the nice looking little emblem. Kind of was second guessing myself putting these on here because I don't ever plan on using them. Of course, nobody does, but that's besides the point, I guess. I don't like how it kind of sticks out, but we'll toss them on here. If we decide to pull them off later on, we'll just pull them off more later on. Loctite everything Bikes vibrate so much. If I can get it to come out. There we go. I guess we'll face the R7 emblem up. All right, one down, one to go. All right, I know y'all aren't gonna believe this, but you actually gotta do the exact same thing to this side. You about need a breaker bar for these things. See it sticking out. Still haven't changed the blinkers out, but when I do, it's pretty much, that's gonna eliminate it, and that's gonna be sticking out now, and blinkers aren't. Oh well. But hopefully it saves the bike if I ever have to lay it down. But let's hope that's not the case though. Moving on to this little brake reservoir protector thing and the rear brake reservoir cap. Toss these on real quick. All right, so the little, you can see the little bracket here and here. Doesn't quite fit with this cap on here. But I put this over the top of it. Or sort of on top, side, yeah, whatever. Put a little bit of thread locker, not much. Just enough for assurance that it will not fall off. There we go. All right, that's a solid, like, I don't know, 2 horsepower added. Moving up. This one did come with a new front reservoir cap. As you can see, I already got one on here, but what bothers me is the R7 faces forward. I don't know why it bothers me, but we're going to see if this new one will face towards me for whatever reason. Well, that didn't work. We'll just leave that one on there. Moving on to this engine oil cap. I'm not going to lie, I'm a little nervous. It didn't come with any directions on how to install this, so I'm going to have to try to figure this one out, you know? No, anyways, on an honest note though, this O-ring that came with it doesn't really fit in this groove around here very well, so I tried to like push it down in here. It didn't really work, so we'll just chunk it on here and hope there's no you know, like leakage, you know? See, this one receded. You can see the O-ring receded down in there nicely. That one, however, did not. We'll see how well it works. I'm going to toss these little jack adapter / frame protectors on here. But I got to pull my little bracket for my exhaust video off. So I'm going to speed y'all through that painstaking process. All right, now that I said every cuss word in the dictionary, pretty much the same as when I put this on. Oh, it came with a scratch. That's all right. I'll put that through. Oh, no, that's going to be the top. Oh, that's fantastic. Great. Anywho, like I was saying, I suppose we can toss this on now. How does this cap come off? What in the world? Oh, there's two of them. Goodness gracious. Open your eyes. Two set of screws. Let's try this again. Oh, it's amazing how things work when you do it the right way the first time. All right, as we do with everything here, toss a little bit of Loctite on here, or a lot, either or. It's kind of nice, because we can put the little damaged corner at the bottom. There we go. Just like that. All right, that side's finished. And speaking of the little bracket we put on there, so a little exhaust we put on here, it's already turning colors, as you can see there. If you haven't checked out that video, it should be up here in the top right-hand corner. Go ahead and check that thing out after this video. All right, moving on the other side. And as you can see, we don't have a lovely little bracket we got to pull off on this one. So fly through this one real quick. A little bit of Loctite. Make sure these bad boys don't fly off. As you can see, I left these set screws in this time, so you don't got to take them all the way out. Just gonna put a little dab of Loctite on them while they're on there. Make sure it don't mess up. That is that. Now we can see how well these guys work. Oh, those are gonna roll off, maybe. Boom. Worked pretty good. Moving on to this big duck foot. That's what it's gonna look like. It's like a big duck foot. But I hate this kickstand, so maybe this will help a little bit. I can go ahead and tell you right now, this thing is not gonna fit this correctly. As you can kind of see, there's a little bit of a gap. No matter which way you go with it, it's pretty much as far back as it can go. And a gap there. All right, we'll smoke it on here and see what happens. I mean, I paid a whopping like $2 for this thing, so I don't know exactly what I would have been expecting, really. Not much, I might add. All right, our duck foot is installed. It kind of did close up the gap, so I can really see it. I mean, it's kind of cheap, super weak aluminum. Oh yeah, that's a big duck foot. Cool, guess we'll leave it up for now. Moving on to these bar end protector majigger doodle thingy mabobs. Get these tossed on here. I like how they say they're for, well, they have the R7 emblem on it, but they have this thing on here, and these are not hollow. They have a bolt, in which obviously the stock bar end weights have a bolt. So maybe this one could fit in here. We shall see. What I kind of MacGyvered here, this is the bolt that comes with it, which does unfortunately not fit this bar end. It's much bigger. So I just took the bolt out of the stock bar end and I put a little washer on here that I had and kind of did that. As you can see on the stock one, it has like a little beveled end right here so that this weight stays up off of the throttle. I was looking at this, I was like, well, this is a bad idea, but it's an idea. Kind of took this off and you can see this little cap, which is, as you can see in here, kind of meets up so it doesn't spin, really. I just took it off, spun it, put it on there like that. Now I have this little sort of beveled in here and tossed it on here. Kind of did that ordeal. We'll see. I'll see the throttle. It's got a nice gap in there now. Toss the good old trusty Loctite on here real quick so it doesn't come off, if I can find it. Oh, where did you go, Loctite? All right, let's try this again. So it doesn't come screaming off. Not like this is gonna do much anyways. So now we'll kind of get this where we want it. Kind of right in line with the lever here. Here we go. Still no bind in the throttle, it's good. A little flimsy. These are quite large.
That's quite big. Impressive.
All right, so pretty much gonna do the same thing on this side. So this is how it kind of came. So I'm gonna pull this little guy off. Good. All right, and then we're gonna pull the bolt out of the stock. Put my little washer on there. Something I just found though, and I don't know how well it's gonna work because this is like little CMC aluminum or whatever, was instead of flipping this around to get your little beveled in to keep it, I'm not really worried about this side as much as the other side because obviously this one's stationary, the throttle's on that side, so this can kind of push up against this if it wants, but if you leave it like that, you can see how deep that hole is. If I just put it on there like this, it's pretty much just gonna scrunch until this thread is all the way in and butt it up against this, so it's gonna push it in whatever, an inch or so. But what I noticed was this little guy, which is part of this little thing, it's this little edge, or this little end piece, kind of pops out. Ooh, I can't get that one out with my finger like that, but it kind of, I don't know if you can see it, it kind of gives it like a little bit of a raised edge. We'll kind of see, let's toss it in here real quick, see how it fits up. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously it's not tightened all the way. You can't really see it, but it kind of keeps it off the grip a little bit. Again, though, once you torque it as much as you need to, I think it might kind of start crushing that, I would just assume. I mean, of course that came off a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about those. Of course, I'm probably gonna change those once I change the clip-ons and the triple tree. But I kind of bought them again. They were super cheap, so kind of huge on the end here, especially when I put the adjustables on here. Here you can see like how much room there's going to be right here, and it's going to be way out here. Maybe if this came out to like right here or something like that, and you could kind of suck it up a little bit closer, maybe. But maybe once I toss the new clip-ons and the triple tree and all that, we'll kind of see like how it looks and everything. Also have the grips that have the kind of end already, so we'll kind of, again, we'll see how it looks. I already changed this turn signal thing. This is probably the silliest thing I bought, but yeah, it was like $1. Oh, it went flying. All right, so this one kind of took me a second, got it pulled off. This new one has like a little set screw in it. And so I was looking for a set screw on this one and I couldn't quite see up in there, but it just literally kind of slides on there and then it just pops off. So toss some good old trusty Loctite on here. I'm gonna try to make sure none of this stuff falls off, because that would be bad. All right, the most silliest mod. I have one blue little thing and everything else is, well, it's whatever color it was. All right, so the last thing we were gonna mess with was gonna be this radiator cover, but you have to, just gonna squeeze it in here as far as I can get it in there right now. Anyways, yeah, you gotta pull all the fairings off right here to get to the bolts and all that to mount this thing. So we'll just save that for another video because I'm not tearing into that. It's kind of late at night right now. Yep, so the last thing we're gonna do is mess with this little key cover. Kind of disappointed this didn't come with directions either. It's gonna be a little tough. I think we will spare one little thing from Loctite tonight. As you can see, this thing does not fit in here well at all, but it has a big R7 emblem on it. Like, what are we doing here? That's awesome. I just feel like be riding and this thing's just gonna be jiggling if I leave it like that. But what do you expect for like 99 cents for this thing? I mean, looks good, just isn't right. Yeah, you'll just be riding down the road and he's gonna be in and this is gonna be shaking like that the whole time. So, but anyhow, that's enough messing with this stuff. One last little thing I almost forgot to do when I was kind of wrapping everything up is to toss these tank grips on real quick. Or when I get the Performance Black fairings, I'm probably not going to change this one anyways because it's hardly the gloss black. Only this centerpiece right here is different on the Performance Black. It's also obviously gloss, but this is already gloss. So I'm going to go ahead and toss these on real quick before I wrap this up. I am no decal installer or anything like that, so we're going to see how messed up we can get these. not bad. Scratching that fairing up with a paper towel. I'm out of microfiber towels, so it's kind of a bummer. It is what it is. All right, now I'm done. All right, so that is enough messing around with this stuff tonight. Like I said, it is getting late in the night and I am hungry. I want to go to something to eat. So yeah, I got all these little things tossed on here. The little jack adapter slash frame slider type thing. This little rear reservoir cover and cap. Got that put on there. These frame sliders, I really like these frame sliders. These are the one things that I wasn't quite sure about, and those kind of turned out well. So there was no issues with those as far as fitment or anything like that goes. Unlike these bar ends, they were not very good. We'll leave them there for now. We'll see how it kind of turns out. If I like them, don't like them, whatever. And then the front reservoir cap, and then obviously we've seen the disaster with the key. Yeah. One thing we did accomplish those. We got a nice big duck foot now. So yeah, that thing's huge. I don't know if I'll leave that on there. That kind of looks funny, even with it up right there. We'll see. And then obviously the blinker cover cap thing majigger here. So, but one thing I am looking forward to is this windscreen. Unfortunately, I didn't get to it. Waiting on the mirrors if they ever come in, which I don't think they will. It's just easier to do the mirrors and the windscreen together because you can pull the mirrors anyways to get to the windscreen because you got the two bolts that go down in here. So like I said, I was just kind of waiting on those. If they don't come, I may just stick with the stock ones for now, and then later on kind of go with some aftermarket stealth ones or something like that. But yeah, we'll see. Like I said, I'll make another video on the windscreen. I'm also going to do another video with the pretty much all the triple tree clip on, the brake levers, or the levers, and then the grips and all that stuff. That'll be a whole separate video because that's going to be pretty time consuming and quite a bit of work to pull this whole triple tree off and all that stuff and kind of dial everything in 100% perfect. So I'll probably do a whole separate video of that. But like I said, I'm going to do the Performance Black fairings here fairly soon, and I will just wait to do the radiator cover there as well as the other R7 decals, things like that as well at that time, and go ahead and do the side markers, which have been procrastinating on doing because like I said, you pretty much have to pull the fairings, and you don't have to pull them, but there's some backing and stuff like that to the fairings that you got to pull off and all that just to get the wiring and all that good stuff for the front turn signals. So whole separate video for that one as well. But yeah, like I said, I wasn't expecting a ton out of any of this. I think I paid, I don't know, like 70 bucks for all of this stuff, including the stuff that I haven't received from AliExpress, which I don't think I ever will, but not a big deal, is what it is. But again, nothing against AliExpress. It's kind of like a Temu, Wish site, whatever you want to call it. Never bought anything from there. Like I said, I kind of stumbled across the triple tree, and I got that triple tree off of AliExpress. And then when I clicked that thing, it pretty much just gave me all kinds of R7 specific stuff, as you see that I picked up. It was like, oh, that's $1, that's $1, that's $2, oh, that's $5. Yeah, I just kind of got carried away with a bunch of little silly stuff. So I was like, you know what, I'll make a little video on AliExpress and let you know whether it's worth it. I don't know, it's really up for you to decide. Some of the stuff, like I said, fit up well. Some of the stuff not so much. So I guess it just really depends on what you get and all that off of that site. Obviously can't speak for everything off of there, but as far as like these couple of parts and things that I ordered, not terrible, but not the best. But that's kind of the name of the game when you're trying to buy like cheap things. Sometimes it's not worth getting anything cheap. I tried to stick to nothing that was like super detrimental to riding the bike or whatever. The triple tree is going to be really the only thing that, you know, would be kind of risky to use, I guess, if you will. Key cover, caps, all that stuff, these little bar ends, all that's not going to affect how you ride it or anything like that. But time will tell. We'll see how all this stuff holds up. But if you enjoyed the video, guys, hit that like button for me. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below. It is 110% free. It helps out the channel, obviously, a ton, and I will greatly, greatly appreciate it. Leave a comment. Let me know if y'all have ever bought anything off AliExpress, specifically for, say, a motorcycle. I noticed there was a ton of different parts for like tons of different motorcycles on there, and I've heard a couple of things here and there, people actually buying like an exhaust off AliExpress or whatever. But let me know if y'all have ever bought anything off AliExpress, what y'all's experience was with that. And stay tuned for some more videos with this AliExpress ordeal. But as always, guys, ride safe. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.